Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole. If you're new here, hi! You can subscribe down below. I post new videos every week and they're gonna get a little different. Today's video, I really don't think I'll see myself talking about this one again because just current times. We're going to talk about the election tomorrow, what I think is going to happen, when the results come out. Are the results going to come out? We don't know. So I'm interested to know if anyone who follows me even votes. I know probably many of you know if you followed me or watched any of my previous videos. I've talked about Trump a few times. My opinion is that all the presidents that have ever been were kind of like a puppet, just a spokesperson to speak to the camera, speak to the people, to the audience before there were cameras, and just make them feel like they have a choice. You have a say, you have a voice by voting. And I don't really think we do. That's my opinion. I don't think that the president has any control or say in what happens to the world or to this country. It's just all part of the bigger game at play. We all know that there's like probably a group of men, probably 5 to 10 people who have most of the wealth of the world, and those are the people who make the calls, make the shots. And that's just how it always has been. People who have the wealth and the money, the resources, and own all the land in the whole world, those are the people who really control the world. Those are the people who run the wars, make the wars happen, keep the wars going, so that we're constantly in a state of needing the government, needing to vote to help us, instead of taking our power back. And people would say not voting is one of the worst things you could do. But imagine if no one voted. Just imagine. It'll never happen, but that would be a dream come true for me. Probably in a lot of people, because to not vote is to not participate in the system, to tell them you don't agree with anything they're doing. I mean, we were all born here and we were all just put into this society. We didn't really have a choice, did we? And now we all are being given a choice to vote for people who we don't really even agree with how this world is being run from the beginning. And it's just like over and over and over. They got 4 years, then it's always going to go to the 8 years. And yes, I do think Trump is going to win the election. Just how everyone knows it, it's going to happen. So don't be surprised when it comes along. He is being used right now in a really, really odd way, different than any other puppet president that we've had. And it's kind of like he was released at the time when the world was woken up to a lot of truths. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence that randomly we have a first president who isn't really a politician, who's kind of saying the media is lying to us every second. They're not telling you any of the truth. This is like a really sick psychological experiment to see if people actually will believe that President Trump is going to drain the swamp, that he's going to get rid of all the pedophiles and stop the satanic cabal that's ruling the world. This is QAnon. It's almost like this year, the sickness going around and everyone voting early, everyone sending in their mail-in ballots. It's almost like a setup for the election to not even be decided on tomorrow. We probably won't have an answer, and Trump is probably going to say he's president anyway. At least it's what a lot of people are thinking. And in my opinion, I'm pretty sure he's going to win. Pretty sure it's part of the plan. I think they want us to get as angry as possible. I think they want to cause as much division as possible, because if people weren't divided, we would all unite and say, fuck this, fuck all of these people. What do they have a say in our life anyway? Has anything changed really, since Trump has been president, for the better? Has anything been different in your life personally? I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of like people in the flat earth community are interested in Trump because he shows a side of himself where he questions everything. And that's what a lot of truthers do. We question everything and we don't believe what the media says. So for a president to be saying that, it's really appealing to people with that kind of mindset. But it seems too good to be true. You can't really just fall for that. It's too obvious. It's too obvious to me that he would be so adamant about fake news and that we're draining the swamp and there's pedophiles ruling the world. He's never really said that, but he never denounced it. And he's just such a different kind of puppet president that I don't think it's an accident. It's kind of hard to explain it, but I think I kind of got the point across, and I think it's kind of insane that his opponent is Joe Biden, who, hey, he was already vice president. They're just like recycling through the people, like they don't have enough to choose from, just like they did with Bill Clinton and then running with Hillary Clinton, just like the Bush family has George Bush Sr., George Bush Jr. There's just too much weirdness to really trust in the fact that we have any say, even though that they give us a choice. We probably don't have a choice, and your vote probably won't count. I don't think the voting has ever been counted, honestly. It's just all for show. It's all for show, and we really probably won't find a way out of it. That's like my negative outlook. I don't really think that we can vote ourselves out of this mess. We can't, there's no possible way. We just can't vote ourselves out of something that they've given us. We can't keep voting for it because we're just giving them the permission to be in control over us. The act of voting is just saying, here, you're in control. You can pick for me because we trust you more than we trust ourselves to govern our own lives. People might say that without government, there'd be complete anarchy, complete chaos. I think we can all make it work if we didn't have government, but that's just getting a little too deep into it. And I wanted to just stick to like the election and what I think is going to happen tomorrow. I think that when the results are finally called, it's pretty possible if Trump wins that there's going to be huge protests. People think civil war, but I don't think it's going to go that far, or else it would have happened the first time he won. I don't think that Biden is going to cause too much of an uproar, but maybe it will. Maybe the people who really want Trump are going to be the ones to cause the civil war because that's just how crazy it's been. It's been like, if you're not voting for Biden, it's a vote for Trump. Like, especially the people my age, it's such a strong sentiment that, like, if you're not voting at all, that's also a vote for Trump. And if you're not voting for Biden or Trump, that's also a vote for Trump. And that's how crazy the mindset's being pushed on me. I feel like it's coming from every direction, from peers, from people older than me. It's just a little weird. If you so much you have a right to vote, right to choose, how come it's right now it feels you only can vote for Biden? Have you guys experienced that too? You have to vote Biden only just because everything else is a vote for Trump and a vote for supporting like racism and racist beliefs and terrible things that we all know Trump has done terrible things, and he's said terrible things about women, and he's definitely probably racist because he's a rich white guy. But it's like, oh, everything is just so Like, I don't even want to get into it, so I don't know why I made this video. But I just felt like this is the only time I'm going to talk about it, so I might as well get it over with. And maybe next week we could just briefly talk about what happened. So yeah, let me know below, guys, in the comments what you guys are doing. If you're voting tomorrow, if you voted early, if you voted all, how do you guys exist in this world of craziness? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.